Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Exploring Naga with host Ra Castaldo. And this is a continuation of Naga File 15. I'm really pressed for time, like always I say in the mornings, but I'll try to do a video tonight. Last night I had readings to do and I really didn't get to it, but this is the color version of what we discussed yesterday. This is the goddess Hathor right here. This is King Seti I, and this is the priest of Osiris. And like I said, the green being that is coming from the consciousness of the priest. The green being coming from their head, rising from the head, and providing the astral doorway that you see above it, and maybe possibly two big-headed beings on the side. One on each side, almost like guarding it, standing at it, at its corners, So, also I wanted to add how I feel that these, how I said how these ancient gods, or Draco or Anunnaki, how they were part AI almost, and they had some kind of artificial technology also interweaved with their DNA. So, if you look at even Ptah, his staff, it looks like it has Tesla coils around it. Or towards the top, he has always the staff that he's holding with something that looks like a Tesla coil. And even in the back of Osiris, on certain descriptions, it looks like Tesla coils are in his back. So, this is part technology. Clearly it looks like technology. And so that's where I'm going with this. Tomorrow or tonight we'll get into the papyrus about Akhenaten. But I also, before we go, I wanted to add in this Naga file about how the pyramids in Egypt also relate to the Mayans and the Aztecs. And that basically there were like feathered serpents or plumed serpents that they would worship, and feathered rattlesnakes, and there was carvings of these snakes on all these temples there, and they've been highly worshipped as having supernatural powers, and if not worshipped, then they were at least considered a manifestation of one of their deities. And the constant appearance of this feathered serpent is really huge in their culture. I mean, in Chichen Itza, which is on the Yucatan Peninsula, they had a hero or a deity called Kukulkan, and he was known to have taught them many rules and laws and medicine and the idea of marriage, and he had united his Mayan culture. My hand is killing me. So this Kukulkan, he is even described as being on the side of the Great Pyramid in Chichen Itza, and there's 7 triangles that line up to form the body of a downward crawling snake down the side of the, at the side of the pyramid, and it's seen as like going into the underworld, Some say that it's built to design the beginning and the reign of the rainy season. But even if so, then they must have been skilled in math and astronomy and all of this. So, the Aztecs also had a similar god they worshipped called Quetzalcoatl, who is basically means the Quetzal bird and snake. So he was created on the first day, and he was controlled, you know, the sun and the seasons, and the one who invented this Aztec calendar. And he was known as the patron for like reproduction, fertility, and another, you know, reptilian being associated with fertility. So even when women found out that they were pregnant, they would praise Quetzalcoatl. And even it's interesting because the Quetzalcoatl priests, they practice celibacy, and it's sort of similar to what we practice. Like they didn't allow their priests to get married or have sex. But these priests, Quetzalcoatl's priests, they would mortify their flesh, you know, by piercing their tongues and penises with thorns of one of their plants. So it's like we are mimicking their practices in our culture and not even realizing it. With the Prince Albert, with the tongue piercings, and you know, when it's said that when Quetzalcoatl's work was done, he set sail on the Eastern Sea in a boat made of snakeskins, and you know, the Aztecs were hoping he returned to help when the Spaniards arrived in the 1500s, and you know, when the Spanish ships were coming in, they thought, you know, told Montezuma that Quetzalcoatl was coming, and you know, when they greeted the pirates basically and invaders with gifts, and they had a snake mask that was set with turquoise, and you know, so they were not expecting invaders, they were expecting Quetzalcoatl. When the Spaniards did invade, they found zoological gardens, you know, that were amazing. A zoo, it had a snake house. So this was somebody with advanced technology, this Quetzalcoatl, and he was said to, you know, have the characteristics of a serpent, of a plumed serpent. He had feathers, you know, and who knows, you know, but you know, it's interesting. It's interesting because after this, it wasn't long since that this symbol for serpents, you know, found its way into colonial America, and you know, rattlesnake flags were carried during the American Revolution. And even, you know, that "Don't Tread on Me" sign, you know, with the flag and everything. I mean, so snake worship and snake fear have been carved into our genetic memory, you know, and especially rattlesnakes in America. You know, and you know, the time is really getting late, so I really gotta get out of here. But yes, everybody. So I'll continue this tonight because I have a lot on my mind right now too, and a lot we gotta talk about. And I still gotta do the Grigori video. So thanks for joining me, and spiral out.